up for auction is a Mach6 envelope printer. This is a memjet inkjet printer. No heat, no fuser. Runs envelopes, cardstock, corrugated, anything that's not coated, basically. The ink is AQ type ink, aqueous type ink, drop on demand. It's an 8.75-inch wide print head. It will run 10 by 13 envelopes. It runs number 9s, number 10s. I run remit envelopes. I run two-way remits. I run just about everything except for the ones that stick, that have the exposed adhesive. Those are the only ones I don't run on this. This runs about, I'd say, 1,500 to 2,000 an hour with any operator on it. The biggest thing is making sure they stack and they don't nest if you're going to insert them later. I have a video of us running number 9s black and white earlier today. This machine has about 3 million envelopes ran through it. I know that sounds like a lot. It's not. This thing is completely modular, and as long as the computers don't get soaked with ink, which that should never happen, everything's replaceable. I have done at 2 million and 2.8, I replaced the motor. Feed tires get replaced all the time. These 4 are brand new. 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 are brand new. 1, 2, 3, 4. These rollers have been changed recently. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are OEM. They last forever. They don't really go bad. They'll start to get chewed up more than anything else. These are aftermarket, and they last not as long as the OEM ones, the Arena brand ones. We tested these out for a reseller that sells me parts. I'll put you in touch with him so you can buy consumables. Basically, the biggest thing are the nips and these feed rollers. Nothing else really wears out. The print head will last. I've gotten 250,000 envelopes out of one. I've gotten 100,000. I've gotten a bad print head out of the box. They are expensive, but they do last. You keep the machine plugged in and you keep it level. It has to be level. Use chipboard on the back, and you check there's a bubble level inside. I'll show you pictures of that in another video, that you keep everything flush. I'm just going to run a quick test, show you guys the meter. You get everything here except for the conveyor. So you get the printer, you get the extra backing plate, which is this one here that makes you run landscape instead of portrait. You get the Mcolor RIP, which is an HP Pro Desk with the Mcolor software. That's your dongle. You're not getting my mouse. I'm keeping that. I'll give you a wired mouse. You can have the keyboard and the computer. It all goes together. It's a good computer. This is the toolbox connected to the printer currently. You use Ethernet to the toolbox. You use USB for the RIP. Don't ask me why. That's how it works. That's how we've always ran it. You click View, User Interface, System Status, Service Menus. Okay, so you can see clearly total pages 3113816, 3.1 million. Everything's good. Go into diagnostics. I put this print head in at 2.03. So we do use an OEM white label ink, which is a lot cheaper than from Rena or from Memjet or from iJet Color or anyone else that makes them, Formax and now Quadrant. We can talk about ink later. The print head is fairly new. The inks, I'll make sure they're all at least 80% before it goes out the door. This will do up to 10 millimeter thick material. I never ran anything that thick, but I have run some chipboard and some cardstock that's pretty heavy. Trying to think what else you need to know. That's nothing important. And this is where everything goes. Okay, so let me show you the rip. It runs, they call it Mcolor, but it's really Navigator. This is very expensive software, but it does make this printer a lot more, I wouldn't say user-friendly, but it makes it a lot easier to adjust and match colors. If you're doing any color matching, this will take out your one color printing. I don't know if you can do it as cheap with it, but you can do it pretty damn close. So let's see. So what am I showing you? Okay, so this is your, like, if you're familiar with Fiery, this is the end user side. You can put this on any computer. This is the server side. This runs Navigator, which is really a, let's see, about Navigator. It's really a Harlequin RIP version 11, revision 7. But everything that Neopost gives you, and I mean, it's Zytron. There's your RIP. Doesn't matter without the dongle. This is just a piece of paper. The key doesn't even work without the dongle. But I'll blur that just to be safe. All right, so monitor, keyboard, RIP, dongle. I'll give you a different mouse, power cords. This comes with the printer, the extra piece here. I'll throw in a spare print head that's used just in case you need it to get you by. This conveyor is not included. I need it, but I will send you either this conveyor or I have an even longer one over here if you want a longer one. You can have your choice. The 3-foot conveyor, this is not high enough. You'd have to make some legs or stick it on some reams of paper. The other one should be high enough, but you can do the same with that as well. I like a drop stacker. We insert, so I like it to be where there's no way they could be nested. And this fits in my workspace for this machine. Nothing wrong with it. Motor has been replaced at about 2.8 million. It hogged out the oilless metal. The belt was replaced back there. This shaft was replaced because it was chewed up a little bit. Everything's clean in this. I'd even warranty this for 30 days after you receive it. It's a good machine. We run quite a bit on it, and we will continue to run, so the meter will be slightly higher. Any questions, any comments, anything you want to see me run, send me a file, tell me to order a case of envelopes. I'll run it. I'll put up a GoPro and time-lapse that shit for you. Good machine, better than the old style. The old style sucks. I have one of those next month if you want one. But they're too slow. This is much faster. This thing does not have to stop to clean itself, whereas the old one had to stop, took about a minute, and then it started up again. This thing runs 500, pauses for 10, 15 seconds, and keeps going. Maintenance-wise, you have a wiper roller. You need to keep one clean on hand. That's it. You know, I don't even keep spare rollers. I can get them overnighted to me. But pretty much the machine tells you when something's wrong. Other things have been replaced. The drive belt on the far side's been replaced. The biggest thing with this machine is you do not use anything to clean this except distilled water. Deionized water. My neighbor has a machine that makes it for some reason. He's like a chemical company. Deionized water on a rag is all you want to use on this. If you use alcohol on these rollers, they're ruined. They get sticky. Any cleaner, I wouldn't even use Windex on this. I tell my guys, nothing touches this machine except deionized water and a white rag. Not even those yellow rags with the oil in them for the dust. I blow it out and you wipe it down with deionized water. That's it. That's my tech tip. I got the service manual. I got parts, books. I got everything for this. I'd even remote in and help you set up the server correctly because you got to change IP addresses. I'll set it to DHCP. I'll set this to DHCP before we pack it up. Has to be palletized and crated. I will not ship this on an open pallet unless you're paying shipping and handling the liability. New, these are 14,000 with the RIP, probably 16 now. I know a lot of them are pushing the HP versions. I think this is better because I can get ink cheaper and I can get all the parts for this within a day, pretty much. Whereas the HP, it's all coded to the ink, and it's not for us. We're a smaller volume shop, but we do a lot of direct mail and a lot of variable direct mail, and this does it all for us. Match pieces, barcodes, everything. It kicks it all out. It's all in the setup. Questions, comments, again, any help I can give you guys to get ahead, let me know. You know, if I wrote a novel, it'd be called How to Make Every Mistake Twice. So we learn by making mistakes, but then we hope never to do them again. Good machine, just ready for a new home. We're getting a bigger one, but it's still Memjet, just not made by Rena. Tell you more about that later. Good luck, happy bidding. Number 9, black and white only, short edge first. It's running about 2,500 an hour, give or take. Print head's good.